Okay. So Pokemon XYZ is coming stateside very soon, and given how there are going to be a lot of things going on in that series, at least which has potentially teased a new game, I think it's best to have a little discussion on the whole subject to make sense. And so, as I expected, people were let down by the last episode of Japan, and because of their unrealistic expectations, it's going to be a bit of a factor in here. I, however, by keeping them low, was quite surprised by kind of Sylveon that I actually find it more effective just to keep your excitement a bit ebb, since because of what's going on, things that go on, and which is going to be a point for the next one because this coming Thursday is going to be where Ash Along meet. I can't believe I used the pronunciation now. Which I must be the only one of you people actually is not looking forward to that. Because Along was created solely so someone could appeal to my demographic. Given the problem is I do not consider Alan to be a relatable character, consider Ash to be one. Because it's like someone was given the keys to a sports car and they immediately crashed through the storefront window of McDonald's. You actually have to try to fail that hard sometimes. Because I think the Mega Launch Specials actually could have been generally interesting specials, but instead, while the animation balance was really good, the story and characterization were just really lacking, in my opinion, and that it just you had the opportunity to make a whole new adaptation, and you did not take advantage of it, guys. And be that as it may, I think the battle itself might be decent, but the fact that it's not only setting it up as a rival despite it not doing anything deserving of the title, but the fact that teasing a strong style I think is actually not entirely accurate since, yeah, that's definitely the fatal flaw of Mega Evolution Special in my opinion, because they asked me to accept a situation where the character is totally dour and nigh devoid of emotions, like what other people have told me. But it lacked on the fun or wonder that I'm used to in the franchise as additional target elements that the cast can't be all dark. It's kind of like how, say, Chris Stuckman haven't thought about the new Fantastic Four, or that I think even though they said the fact that if Alan lost all the Mega battles and also he had to give up keys to Mega Zone, to be honest, actually would have been more interesting to me. That I said it before when I addressed the Legend of Thunder, and I'll say it again. People claim it's the same better than National Saints, and I say no. The same lesson is better than no lesson at all. I don't think Alan's learned anything since he started. I honestly don't think he's going to. But that. All the same, however, it should be an interesting anime in that sense. I am quite pleased at how they're doing Team Flare. That since they managed to combine elements of episode and Team Plasma as well as the manga versions, just any campier element is pretty much just gone. The only thing that's left is like those garish orange costumes. But I actually wonder how they're going to dub these guys, since Protomar's insinuated that they're pretty much like a certain infamous group. I don't mind it too much, given how Star Wars has put on that presentation as well, since they have those old costumes running around, and especially in case Force Awakens First Order, and in particular, Zero Sick and Ian Mason kind of like Joseph Mengele, and hopefully they can at least try and replicate that performance with whoever gets to dub him. Not sure whoever I actually want from those, since this whole business with Zygar and his forms is definitely going to be a very interesting plot line, and it's been pretty good so far, even though it hasn't quite been as good as earlier XY or Episode N has been, but I've been enjoying it for the most part. And with that on the table, I definitely think the 20th anniversary season is going to be going very well. And I'm trying. That's why I think that's my motives are running, not just blind hype, but rather a case of conscious optimism. I think it'll be more appropriate to adopt, so that to everyone just saying hype, just stop. All right. Right. If you're disappointed by this, it's going to be your own fault, because the more you hype something, the more like it's going to backfire on you. Because despite what some people say, I don't believe in positive negative hype. It just is hype, and you can perceive it as you see fit, based on your own interest, And I personally don't think that's the battle that's going to be the best. It's only not going to top, like, say, the Korean or Clement battles, but the Wolfwick battle, I hope it should be enjoyable. And Serena's wanting to be called as queen. That makes interesting sense. Serena's more or less what I wanted May to be when I was younger, since to this day I still do not get people's obsession with May. And also, another case about Sapphire in the game as well as in the manga is what I wanted May to be as well, since I like female companions that try and contrast Ash's personality in some way rather than just being an extension of it like May and Dawn were. But even Dawn was about to be more realistic than May because of how she behaved. And yeah. Of course, I like the tomboys like Misty and Iris, but sorry, Serena. Yeah, excuse me. Has presented quite a few opportunities for the character arc, and I'm actually glad they're actually. Even though I am open to that shipping, I don't really actively do it. I don't write fanfics, actually involve them. Don't openly draw fan art, even though I have some of them on my computer, but just want to keep it on PG-13 as well. That they just managed to be one of the more unique fans I managed to capture since. And if Alan's going to be, or Lon, or whoever is going to be a part of the main series now, we'll just have to deal with that as it comes. From that side, since even if they're not supposed to be in the character sense, he may not have been a sociopath like Paul, but he's actually twice in so helpful because how he's presented as a hero and what he does, and I don't think it actually fits that definition since it's and also because I barely know anything as a character, that definitely doesn't help. Because Forax, all I almost really wants to be strong is because he very rarely, if ever, talks about how he feels. Never once in any version I have to say, heard him say any words to the effect of "I like this" or "I feel this" or "I wonder this," because that pretty much goes against one's basic storytelling, because we kind of need to know what they want to accomplish and how they set about accomplishing it in order to really get invested in the character sense. I've gone at this before, but I'm never gonna do it again because say in the case of my favorite anime from Akiba, since Kaneda may be a motorcycle punk and in high school, but at least he had to do the right thing in order to stop his friend. And Tetsuo had a reason to behave this because he also has his peers and took advantage of his new powers as a way to get back at those who wronged him. Alan, however, is never given a reason why he behaves this way, You don't know anything about his family, what he was before he became a trainer, nothing. close to nothing anyway. And like say characters like just like a character like Goku works because we like him in human terms and want to see him succeed in his journey. And a character like Luke Skywalker works because as we see what he wants to do very early on with his hopes and his dreams, aims, and with that much precisely when he accomplishes them. Even with let me make clear I'm not against the idea of having newer characters or something I like. It makes sense. But with the Star Wars analogy, that Finn worked because even though because his background, he knew he was, even though he was ordered to do something, he knew it wasn't right. So that's why he defected. I mean, Rey works because of how even though she's just scrounging for whether she could finally get her next meal, how that we could sympathize with her situation, her flaws. I mean, that's being Poe Dameron worked because he was dating Rogue and Hogan. Hogan, we definitely want to see him succeed in his journey. Even Kylo Ren, a villain, mind you, actually had sympathetic qualities towards him, and also more a complex approaches how he's a villain since because of his background as well. That's and also being influenced by another villain with a similar background as well. Well, that's in the case of Darth Vader, who he looks to his remains for help. I mean, and what they had in common was that they were all parts of one basic story, elements. Which Alan, I think, he may not be the worst character I've seen, but he definitely as for a franchise like Pokemon, which is generally more idealistic. And again, even though it has some cynical elements to it, he definitely doesn't fit here since. And also doesn't help that how the voice actors they chose were not very good either since. I'm sorry if I'm trying to be too hard on this guy because I know a lot of people like him, but I'm actually going to ask something different this time as what I asked him last week since, especially in the case of Chris C.S. Andreas Sanders, guys like Alan, please tell me why. I'm not gonna try and get mad at you because I'm done with that for now. Because there's not, if anything else happens, there'll be a time to address it. For now, I want you to tell me what you see in him that makes you perceive him as a better character than Ash. Because I think the reason why I am against, definitely been defending him so much is because he's the trainer I've been most like ever since I first got into Pokemon. That's why I've been making it fair to counter these arguments against him with some of my own. They can definitely do much worse. But still, XYZ's animation is fantastic so far. I mean, the angles, the lighting, the way the characters move in the battle scenes. It's a very well made series. I mean, I still think that XY thinks the Origins anime has taken over the whole thing. That almost looks like something done by Studio Ghibli practically. I mean, makes sense how well it's done. And the music, I'm liking Rika Matsumoto's theme song. Hopefully they're able to do something similar for the States, where there's quite a hard rock vibe going on. So that'll be all for now. That'll be a comment below. Please tell me what you think of the whole thing. I'm XYZ so far, and I will see you later.